Hey, what's up? It's your boy BobbySapphire here with another Star Wars Legion video. What? Uh, so I'm back from ACO and I'm gonna do a little report on each of my games. I'm gonna start at the end. I'm gonna start with round 3. So up on the screen, you should see my list. If you've watched any of my content before, you know this list. My list hasn't changed for these videos. I have tried a bunch of different things, but I just keep coming back to this list. Like, no matter what I try, I just like the way this one works. No matter what different units I try, just happy with it. So I'm gonna recap a game I played against RexStar. So if you don't know the list, Jyn Erso, fully loaded with SA, Vigilance, Recon Intel, and her free gun. Rebel Officer with Vigilance, R2 naked, 3 Rebel Troopers naked. Sabine with SA, her combat shield to give her 6 health, potentially more, Darksaber. And then 2 Wookiee Warrior units with Bowcaster and Offensive Push each. Mandalorian, Resistance Clanran with Ursa and Tristan, obviously SA, and the Jetpack Rockets. And obviously Jetpack Rockets, a little suspect with the 3 unit, the 3 model unit rather. You only get 3. Mostly I use it to eliminate strike teams early, and man ads. Use it to eliminate a strike team early, and also have a red black, like to give Clanran a range 3 shot with Tristan, so I don't have to spend an aim to do it. It's a red black suppressive blast shot, potentially with lethal if I do get that aim. I'm gonna actually drop my video camera off for a second so you can see this full map. This was table 1. I played round 3 on this table as a pair up against Brad from Team Relentless. We played, he was playing RexStar, and he just had R2 and a bunch of phase 2s with heavies, 2 arc strikes, and then an arc strike with Echo. So I took a good picture of this. This is the whole table. There's like a little bit on the right that you can't see. But for the most part, nothing went on over there. So we ended up on VAPs with battle lines. Hemmed in was in the first position, and he banned that second. He banned intercept and put it to VAPs, and then the third slot was hostage, I think. I probably should have looked at this before I did the video. But anyway, we ended up on VAPs and clear conditions and battle lines. So we get the battle lines. I don't think I really need to draw the lines. I think you guys know what battle lines looks like. But so he starts his VAPs, and he puts his first one right. Actually, let me make this a little bit bigger. He puts his first one right here. And so I'm pretty unsure what to do with mine. So I just kind of put mine way over here. Then he puts his second one up on these steps, which I thought was pretty bold. But then I'm like, all right, if he's putting both there, clones generally don't split up. So I'm just going to put one like way on the edge. Like this isn't even as like, there's probably another, yeah, there's like another probably 3 inches to the board edge that you guys can't see. I guess I could do that. And that's where I put my second VAP. So they're just all the way over there. And with my list, I don't mind splitting my forces. What I ended up doing is starting like an RT, 2 RTs over here. Can I make that even thicker? Started 2 RTs like right here, and just had them hit those VAPs. I also started R2 over here because when he started dropping all his clones, like he dropped his whole clone ball. I'm just going to stop with the music because I can't believe this ad thing. I must not have logged into Red. Oh yeah, I had to clear my cache because Tabletop Admiral has been working all day. Anyway, so he's like clone, arc strike here, 5s here, Rex, scouts. With scouting party from Rex. So he's going to make his, like, he just slowly starts building that clone ball. And I start with 2 Rebel Troopers over by my VAPs. And then I he's just slowly putting down the clone ball here. And then I almost infiltrated Jin early before he put these arc strikes here, but I just really didn't want to give away my strategy, even if it was pretty obvious he was going to go out here. And he put an arc strike like right up against this to probably make it as difficult as possible for me to get Jin in. So what I did is I put a Wookiee here, like hiding behind this wall. Can be seen from that VAP, but in heavy cover. I put a Wookiee here, which put them pretty far out in the open. Which could have been a mistake, but my plan was to just just charge him from different angles to make him decide who he's going to shoot. And it is tough even for clones to take out a whole Wookiee unit without several shots. If you watch my stream game against Dash earlier this week, like he spent an entire turn shooting all his shots into Wookiees to take him out. And that was avoidable by me. So I did Sabine here, Clan Ren here, I did my Rebel Officer here, and then a Rebel Trooper unit, like right around here. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I infiltrated Jin here and recon intel'd her up to about here. The big issue with this was I didn't get low on the table and see that Jin, where I had infiltrated her, couldn't actually see either of these arc strikes through this antenna. I'm going to switch to purple. So this antenna was a line of sight blocker, and my plan with this is to just infiltrate and then move up into range 3 to use her range 3 gun, and then pick something off, especially like an arc strike unit. I would love to pick off with Jin first activation, but because that line, like I didn't actually, I'm probably getting a little ahead of myself, but so round 1, because I knew that she was going to be kind of out in the open here, that was even before I knew that this was blocking, that I started my game with complete the mission. And then complete the mission gives her low profile and a suppression. So I gave Jin an order, I gave Clan Ren an order, and I gave Sabine an order, and gave them all a suppression in case Brad tried to come up and nuke anybody. So I started with Jin, thinking that I would immediately quick thinking and fire. Only when I went to do that, he said, I don't think you can actually see. And so there's something major that I learned in each of my games today, which is why I'm even doing any content. And I really need to get low to check that angle, because from the top, it looked like, oh, she's just going to be able to see through this, but this little lane here. But with the stairs plus the like little antenna array, she just couldn't see. So I ended up having to move shoot. So I moved her up even further. I kind of tried to tuck her behind this wall a little and took a shot at these arc strikes, and luckily, very luckily, rolled double crit. They blocked one, I pierced, and that went off the board very quickly. What Brad decided to do after he scouted up his units here, and then he had an arc strike here and a phase 2 unit here, he jumped Rex up onto this tower because he had jetpacks. His Rex had jetpacks, and he did an air support shot to beam. Oh, I already did purple there. Sabine, Clan Ren, and the Rebel Troopers. No one, only Clan Ren had a dodge from retinue, but he took out 2 Rebel Trooper units. Clan Ren took 1 damage, and Sabine took no damage. The beam wasn't that great. And the big issue here was that he left Rex in range 2. So when I drew my special forces, I was able to move 1 unit of Wookiees up here and take a range 2 shot with an aim, because I popped my offensive pushes to try and take out Rex. That shot did 2, and then I moved these guys up and took the range 2 shot there with an offensive push and took out Rex. Also, this was all round 1. And I would have used the jetpack rockets to hit Rex with Clan Ren by jumping them up into like this area and keeping them safe. But since the Wookiees took out Rex, I saved Clan Ren for the end. And I put them up here. and then jetpack rocket blast shot there, and I mean, it was only 3 red, but they all hit, and um, he didn't save all 3, and that unit went bye-bye too. So I end up trading. Uh, he does take 1,000,000 shots onto Jin, and she takes 5 damage, even through low profile without a dodge, but she survives at 1, and he kills a single Wookiee model from this unit. So I traded 1 Wookiee model and most of Jin for 2 arc strikes in Rex, which was just absolutely massive. This allowed me to move these Rebel Troopers up and R2 up. R2 tapped the VAP and then just moved all this way. These Rebel Troopers tapped the VAP and started moving here, and then I just kept this Rebel Trooper unit here for the rest of the game. Even though there was nothing coming my way, just no reason to, like, it wouldn't have got there in time. Like, these guys didn't even get there in time. Also his R2 was over here as well. And he moved up his R2 pretty aggressively. But by the Wookiees being able to come here, the one thing I liked about the Wookiees on this side was this wall. These are pretty standard pieces of terrain. This wall for Wookiees is really great because of its curvature. They can like really cut across. Well, that line was poorly drawn, but they can really cut across this and get really far, like over that wall to scale up. That's like a full range 2 move, and then scale down and charge. So I threatened his R2. His R2 had to like come through here, and it was a whole ordeal. His R2 actually hilariously finished off both my Wookiee units in this game. Both Wookiee units fully went down, and R2 did the last damage to this one and then killed a full health leader. So he did 3 damage, 1 model. I didn't block a single one. Pretty hilariously. So the one other thing I want to mention about this game, which I thought was pretty good, was just my command card play. And that's just a byproduct of me playing this game, this list so much. So I told you I started with complete the mission, which means that it turns on her danger sense and gives her low profile. So it's giving her heavy cover on her first shot, and it's giving her danger sense 1 off the bat. So she did take a bunch of damage, but as he poured shots into her, her danger sense just got stronger and stronger. And then his final shot, I think I rolled 8 dice and needed maybe 4 saves, and just was able to get them all because of just having so many dice, just having that +4. And then even though I activated her first, she can't panic or be suppressed. And I was able to just roll some of those off over the course of the game. I think she might have only gotten 1 action once, maybe, but either way, she never died for the rest of the game. And so the one thing I want to mention is that, so turn 2, I played her teamwork card, Trust Goes Both Ways, because Clan Ren was here, and she was here, she was in range 2, so when they got their retinue, I gave them a retinue dodge, it gave her a dodge, and then I activated her, I quick thinkinged with her, so then she got aim dodge, and then Clan Ren gets aim dodge, so now they're both aim dodge dodge, and then because of nimble, if either one of them gets shot and lives, they get their dodge back at the end of the round. The other unit gets another dodge. So I was able to really aggressively move up with Clan Ren as well, and just say, like, if you want to shoot me, X2 style, because every single time one of them got shot, as long as they survived, which, Clan Ren with 2 dodges and, being up here, giving them heavy cover, as well as red saves and 6 HP, meant that it was going to be really, really hard for him to kill them, even with a fire support shot. And if he does continue to unload onto them, it just further protects Jin and gives him a reason not to split his fire. But having that 1 health Jin is something he might want to get rid of. Don't want to talk too much about the game, as obviously I went up 3 activations round 1. I essentially moved Sabine up. I had a pretty lousy explosions. I thought it could reach a lot of his clones in this area, but it could not. And then finally, when R2 finally came out, I just crashed him, because even he hadn't even maybe by the end of the game he did he did bash that VAP fully. It was 4-4 plus my R2. So once his R2 died, it just didn't matter. And this VAP was pretty unprotected. He had one full phase 2 unit at the end of the game, and everything else was either deleted or missing most of their pieces, but most of their models. I only lost the Wookiees. Sabine never took a damage. Rebel officers never took a damage. These rebel troopers advanced, and they actually did a little work, just like sitting back here, aim shooting, and then moving up, aim shooting. Just the 2 units with black, and that was enough to kill almost an entire RexStar army. I talked to Brad a lot about the game afterwards, and we went to dinner and stuff, and he said he got really just too aggressive putting Rex up here, and just he didn't pre-measure, and he didn't think the Wookiees were going to be able to finish him off. He definitely got a little unlucky on his rolls, but like I said, I had Clan Ren coming, and I would have sold them out to kill Rex over one of the Arc Strike units, just because deleting Rex round 1 meant like I never had to worry about take that clankers, and I never had to worry about call me captain, so that was pretty huge. Yeah, well, this is already past 16 minutes, so I don't want to say much more. Yeah, I think I covered it all, and yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the chat or hit me up on Discord. I'd love to talk more about either this game or any of my games or my list or anything, whatever I'm working on for LSO. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.